Now we'll talk about writing. Yeah, and and about levels of formality in writing. Yeah. In writing, you can write a formal letter or informal letter depending on the receiver. If your receiver is your friend, for example, it's better to write it in an informal way. If your friend is your professor or someone of higher social rank, it's better to write it in a formal way. Well, yeah. Uh, for example, you're writing a letter to your friend. You probably start like, hey John, how you doing? But if you're writing to your professor, hello sir, or hello Mr. Johnson, something like this. You usually use the word Mr. or professor and their family name. So this is a bit formal, right? Yeah. Now, what is formal language? What is formal tone of the language? Now let's check. Well, let's see the difference. Informal language, neutral language, and formal language. Informal language is the language that is spoken outside. It's spoken language. Well, a tone similar to speaking. Formal tone, tone polite but friendly. First, tone. In informal language, tone is formal. While you're speaking or writing, it doesn't matter. In neutral, tone is polite but friendly. In informal, tone is similar to speaking. Next one, greater use of passive voice in formal. In informal, more active voice. For example, in informal language, a builder says to his boss, we will build the new stadium soon. By the end of this year, we will finish it. This is informal, yeah? And neutral will be maybe like this. Uh, we will build the new stadium soon, and by the end of this year, it will be finished or it will be completed. And formal language will be maybe like this. The new stadium will be constructed soon. By the end of this year, it will be brought to an end, or it will be completed. That is formal language, so more passive, greater use of passive voice. And more noun phrases. Next one. What is noun phrase? Well, instead of a bunch of verb phrases are just sentences with subject and verb. Instead of the sentences with subject and verb, we can use just one noun phrase. What is that? For example, instead of saying using connections to get things done. So this is nepotism. So instead of saying he used his connections to get things done, in formal writing, it's better to say he did some nepotism, or yeah, he preferred nepotism instead of working hard. Or let's say working from home. Instead of working from home in formal language, we can say telecommuting. Telecommuting. So instead of saying he worked from home and he did some telecommuting, in formal language we can say that. Telecommuting. Yeah, there are a lot of things like this. Yeah, for example, discrimination, racism. Instead of saying he insulted some black people, we can say he did some racial discrimination, or he faced the racism, or he uh, did some racism against someone, some black guy. So these are noun phrases. So noun phrases are more used in formal language. Well, no use of slang, idioms, phrasal verbs, Yeah, in formal language, phrasal verbs are not often used, except a few ones that are really formal, because phrasal verbs could be formal and neutral. So formal phrasal verbs are used in formal language, in formal writing. And use of contractions and abbreviations are not allowed or tolerated in formal writing. Yeah, but in informal writing write you can use the contractions and abbreviations. It's possible, it's allowed. And yeah, so now we have some idea about what is formal language. And if you want to improve your formal language, I do advise you to read magazines or newspapers or books. They are written in formal language. And next one, read the text and decide on the level of formality. So there are four texts, and the level of their formality are not the same. So yeah, you need to find which one is informal, which one is formal, and which one is neutral, or which one is too formal. So it depends on you. It's up to you. And next one is rewrite the email extracts below so that they are more appropriate for the reader listed in the parentheses. Yeah. Um, so the reader in one, for example, in the sentence one, the reader is friend. So the email must be suitable for a friend, appropriate for a friend. So let's read together. 1. Would it be at all possible for you to contact me as soon as you can? I have a problem that I'm unable to manage and I require your assistance. I think it's too formal. You would never write your friend in this way. It is not appropriate for appropriate. Actually, it is not like an email written to a friend. It must be a bit less formal, a bit informal. Yeah. So it's a task for you, another task for you. You need to rewrite these sentences. Yeah, and change the register, change the level of formality. Yeah. Now another task, writing task. Now you're gonna write an email to your college professor requesting a meeting to discuss an assignment you're having trouble with. You've been in the college professor's class for 6 months and have spoken to each other face to face several times. So you need to write an email to your college professor. So let's check, let's make it clear. The level of formality of your email. What do you think it should be like? Should it be formal, or should it be informal, or neutral? So the reader is college professor. So it's better to write in a formal language. And the context is an email for a meeting. So yeah. And purpose is apply an appropriate level of formality. So the purpose of this task is to apply appropriate level of formality. Yeah, so we will check. You can send me if you write the writing task, and I will check them for you. And another task is read an email between friends setting up a meeting. Underline the language that sets the informal tone of the message. Yes, this is another task. Read the email between friends setting up a meeting. So a bunch of friends are make up are trying to set up a meeting, and are arranging a meeting, and I should underline the language that sets the informal tone of the message. So which exactly, or what exactly is setting the informal tone of the message. You just need to underline. And you can also use this email to write an email to your professor. So you can just copy some parts of this email, but you need to rewrite it. You need to make it more formal. And brainstorm. How would you need to change the email about to make it appropriate for a college professor? Oh, yeah, just as I said, how would you change this email? This email is written to a friend, right? To set up a meeting, to arrange a meeting. So, how would you change it to make it more appropriate for a college professor? So, yeah, think about it, answer the question. Decide what information you should include in your email to your college professor. What your email should include. Of course, noun phrases, of course, a lot of formal words, less, fewer um, phrasal verbs, fewer slangs, no slangs at all, sorry. Yeah, and right. Write your email in around 100 words. Make sure you use an appropriate tone. So check that you use any symbol or continuous verb forms correctly and use synonyms where necessary to avoid repetition and create a cohesive text. Yeah, one more thing you need to know about writing is cohesive text. What is cohesive text? Cohesive actually means sticky. For example, chewing gum is cohesive. If you put it on your hand or if you put it on the wall, it sticks to it. It doesn't fall down. It sticks. So cohesive means sticky, and cohesive text is the text that has a lot of linking device, that has a lot of linking words like however, moreover, nonetheless, on the other hand, looking, turning on the other side of the argument, and so on and so on. Or regarding, as for me, yeah, these all of them are linking devices, so try to use them as many as possible, but you need, but make sure you use appropriate ones. Yeah, avoid using inappropriate ones, and end your email with appropriate expressions. You can just look at this one, this sample, and copy from this and share. Exchange your email with a partner. Read the checklist below. Give feedback to your partner. Yeah, you exchange your emails with your partners and checklist. Read the checklist. And is the tone of the email appropriate to the reader? So your friend must check these, not you. And you will check your friends, and your friend will check yours. Does your partner begin and end the email appropriately? So your friend will read all of them and check. Well, study skills here. This is like a workbook, some extra exercises. Discuss these questions with a partner. So you need to find a partner, or you need to work with a partner to for this exercise. When you write a text for your teacher, what do you usually do before you write? Why? What procedure do you follow while you write, and why? So yeah. So answer this question, discuss them with your partner. And scenario, read the scenario and think about what Saif did right and what he could have done more effectively. Yes, yeah, scenario is here on the side. Saif was asked by his teacher. Yeah, you will read it, and yeah, and think about what Saif did and what he could have done more effectively, and consider it. Read the tips about process, writing, and peer checking. So here some more tasks for you that will consolidate, that will strengthen your skills. So here brainstorming and organizing. Yeah, you'll read it independently, and it will help you a lot. Over to you. And other some more questions here for discussion. Also advise you to discuss them with your partner. So what do you think taking a process approach to writing can be fixed? What is a process approach? It's here. You can find it here. Yeah. and here. So I wish you good luck to do the unit 1, and yeah, so meet you later, see you later on the unit 2. Wish you good luck.